All right.
Hey folks, how's everyone doing? I can see one's joined.
Let me open the chat.
Got
Maybe we
Scott,
can.
we've got
There we go.
Paul. Hey guys, so just while we're waiting for some more people to join today, if you guys just want to put in the chat where you're dialing in from. Paul is so excited, he's even joined twice. Paul Pop, I can see you in here twice. So
I think
jump into the chat, guys. I'm just going to put, hey.
yeah, I think that name is familiar to me, Paul Pop. I think it's a user on our platform. I'm pretty sure. If I got it wrong, Paul, forgive me, please. But oh, there you go. Yes, you
You've
are.
got
See,
your
I
assistant in here as well, Paul. Love it. That's great. Where are you calling in from,
yeah.
Paul?
We gotta wait for people to type in.
Yeah, Chicago.
Oh,
It's
nice.
Chicago, but we're going to go with Chicago. Hopefully, we got that right.
Nice. Nice.
All right, just making sure. I actually can't message everyone back in here, guys. I can only message hosts and panelists. How weird. Well, hi from Sarasota, Florida, team. Scott, we can see you're in here. Scott, where are you calling in from today?
And I think that Scott is also our user, but we have a couple of Scott M's actually, so
Okay.
I could be wrong. Paul Pop, no, that's a name that I can remember, but there's a
Yeah,
couple of
all
Scott
good.
M's. Oh, there you go. I'm
Yes, he's a
good. I'm
user.
good.
Great. Southern California, SoCal. Well, welcome, Scott. Hopefully you're somewhere down in SoCal, because I love SoCal. I'm a big fan of San Diego. Love that city. Been a few times. As you guys can tell, there is an accent here. So yes, I'm an Aussie, but I am based in Florida. So been doing business over here a long time. All right. Who else have we got? Is there anyone else in the waiting room, Marco?
I don't think so.
No, we can
Yep.
start.
We can start. Okay, beautiful. Do you want to give people a few more minutes just in case, because we did have quite a lot to attend or register was the word. We had quite a few register.
As far as I'm concerned, you can both start, but
Okay,
however you want.
awesome, fantastic. Well, Paul and Scott, welcome. We had I think close to 30 register. So, and yes, Paul, you will get the recording where we've already got record on, so we can get this out to everyone as well, guys. But hopefully, we'll have a few more people joining us as we progress. So, let me first of all just share my screen here, guys, and let's get started. All right. Can you folks see my screen?
Still loading. Oh, there we go. We're good. We're good.
Awesome. All right, Mia, do you want to, because this is on behalf of Launch Control as well, do you want to do a little opening and talk about how we started to join forces?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, when I was doing partnerships with, with launch control and so on, I'm on a different position right now. I think one of your team members actually wrote to us, and you guys used this a couple of years back, and you guys also used to do like, real estate investing. I know we're going to get into that a little bit
Yep.
later, but I think it was like we talk about this a lot, and it's so funny. The universe literally brought us together. I think it was so nice that when we talked for the first time and we found out what you guys do and what pain points we need to fill in the platform, I think that's where it kind of clicked. And of course, with both of our companies being so accountable and so responsible and so like user first, that's where we also clicked. So I think that that's kind of that little itty bitty intro. And then from then it was history. We had a bunch of calls and we aligned on a lot of things. And it was so easy to work with you guys that I think it was a no-brainer for us to do things further down the road as partners, as supporting each other's businesses. So I think that's we will again, as I mentioned, talk about that a little bit later down in the webinar itself. And I think that Mark and Melissa also joined. So I'm sorry that I cut myself off there, but
All
hi Mark,
good.
hi Melissa. You guys can
Yeah.
also
Hey,
type
Mark and
in,
Melissa.
yeah, where you're watching from. And we love to have you guys here. But yeah, I think that's kind of where we started is just getting to know each other. And when people click, when they vibe with each other, it's really easy to work as well as
Yeah.
companies.
I always say
So
people
yeah.
like to do business with people that they like, right? It just makes it so much easier. Yeah, so for
Absolutely.
the guys that have just joined, just pop in the chat where you're dialing in from today. So when we go to some questions, we can see where you're in from. But I'm based in Sarasota, Florida, and Mia, you're offshore as well, aren't you?
Yes, exactly. So I
Yep.
am actually, I think I'll wait. We have a whole little intro
Yeah,
thing
we
going
will.
on.
We'll
So I'll
wait.
wait a
We'll
little
wait.
bit. You'll
Awesome.
find out later where I'm from.
They will, they will. But guys,
Yes.
let's make sure that you do stay until the end. So Mia and I have created a wonderful gift for all of you for turning up today.
Absolutely.
But stay till the end because that's when we'll give that over to you to enjoy. But Mia, why don't you go through the special offer that you guys have got planned for everyone today?
Absolutely. So what we have for you guys planned today at the beginning of the webinar is if you just want to sign up for launch control, you want to do things yourself, you want to test out the system before, you can get 15% off for 2 months. And then if you want to try out our launch leads plan, which we will go into launch leads a little bit later, but most of you that are here, if you're a user, you know it's a done for you service. It's our in-house team. If you just want someone to take over the wheel and drive the car for you, you can get 30% off of your launch control plan for 3 months. And I think that putting all of that together with the surprise gift at the end is going to be really nice for you guys just to start up with your journey.
Fantastic. That is great. And Marco, we've got down here, use the SIFTR affiliate link in the chat. If you wouldn't mind just putting that in the chat for people as we keep going through the webinar, that would be amazing. But let's
Already
go.
done.
Ah, you're a legend, Marco. What would we do without you? But let's have a little bit of an intro of me and myself, guys, because I'm fully aware that we've got all these wonderful people joining us today, but some of you have never met me, and some of you might have not even met Mia before. So we're just going to do a little meet and greet, and Mia and I are just going to ask each other a couple of questions just to give you guys a bit more of an insight into why we're working together and who we are. So as you can probably tell, guys, I do have an accent. And no, it's not South African, it's not New Zealand, and it's not English. I am an Aussie. And here's the thing. I've been doing business in the US now for over a decade, guys. So it's really quite funny whenever I call friends and family back home, especially when I start to use the word y'all, they're just like, what happened to you? And why have you become so American? Because I absolutely love it here. I am based out of Sarasota, Florida. Love living in Florida, love working with all of our customers across the US and globally. A little bit about my background, guys. So I am actually a real estate person myself. So everything that we built at SIFTR comes off the back of 10 years of doing deals. We started off fixing and flipping houses. We then got into vacant land. We've done subdivisions. We then started a real estate and marketing, data and marketing company for real estate investors and realtors called Supercharged Offers. We then rolled all of that up into SIFTR in May of last year. And now SIFTR is really focusing on a very specific area of the market, which is around data solutions. So yes, there's all these different data providers out there, guys, and I'll talk in a moment about how SIFTR is different because we're really passionate about the non-sexy stuff that all those other companies don't do, and I'll go into that in a minute. Mia, why don't you introduce yourself?
Thank you. Absolutely. And I just want to attest to Alicia. I call her AJ, obviously. She's an absolutely amazing person to work with, and I can tell like how passionate you are about the business that you're in, what you guys are doing, and you take everything with so much detail. So just saying, like from my own experience working with her, absolutely what she said is true. Checked out. But yes, so my name is that you can call me Mia, you can call me Maya. Mia is the name. It's just a little bit easier for people to read. But yes, from what you can see here, I am the Director of Customer Success at Launch Control. I grew from just being a mere little CSM and talking with users up to, getting to be responsible for your customer experience, responsible for how you guys are, treated on the platform, what can we do better, what, feedback and things like that. We're also very customer first oriented. So I'm also the one to talk to users whenever they need help, to, get in front of users if they have any complaints or anything. We'll never be all perfect for anybody, but we always want to hear people out. And Launch Control kind of started the same way that SIFTR did in terms of like our founder, Aaron Pimpus, he made it for himself. There was no solution that he found that was the one that he wanted to build. So it was built on the basis of real estate investors as well. And every single feature we build, every single partner we bring on is from the requests of people that want to join Launch Control. And then they give feedback for us. A little bit about
Yeah.
me, though, so I stop rambling about other stuff. I am Serbian Canadian. So I wanted to like leave that out of it. But yes, I'm Serbian Canadian. I kind of spend my time between both countries. I've been with Launch Control for 3.5 years, and I've been here the whole time. So I haven't gone back to good old cold Canada yet. In these, like I think I've been here for 5 years. So just like you, AJ, I'm like, I love it. Like I don't want to go back, but I'm good. I'm good here, and that's pretty much about me. That's it. I'm not that
I
interesting.
love that,
I love to
Mia.
crochet.
Yeah, oh, beautiful. And what I love is that both of us have got that, I love that the launch control started the same as SIFTR and the same as Supercharge before, where it was all based on a need that we saw in the market because of our own things that we were doing. So when we work with our customers, we've been there and done that, which I think is a really important thing to keep in mind as well. So let me just peel back the layer a little bit here, guys, on what SIFTR and who SIFTR is, because we are quite a new brand in the market. We are really focused on white label solutions, working with our customers like Launch Control and our partners like Launch Control to give them the infrastructure, that's the right word I was looking for there, to help out their customers. Because when we win, you win. And at the end of the day, that's what we want, relationships and partnerships where everybody really wins. So we are a trusted data layer for real world assets across real estate, mortgage, and construction industries. That pretty much means that we have a database, guys, of every single property across the US, and on average, around 2,000 data points per property. What that enables us to do is we can have one property, but based upon how much data we have, we can sell that property information to a realtor, a real estate investor, a mortgage company, a HVAC company, a contract company, a roofing company. The list goes on. So we're now becoming really multidimensional in how we're utilizing data. But essentially, as I said, guys, we're doing all the non-sexy stuff like data normalization, data curation, compliance, lifecycle management, pushing things into your system so that you don't have to. And our main ethos behind that for everyone that's on the call is that we want you guys, because I remember when I was doing deals, I didn't want to focus on all the admin stuff and making sure marketing was working, etc. I just wanted to speak to sellers and buyers and close deals. And that's what we really
That's the
want for all
exciting
of
stuff.
you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the stuff that moves the needle is what I say. So when I talk about the non-sexy stuff, guys, I just want you to imagine, because here's what we really do in the middle. All of these different data companies out there that you can purchase from, you tend to buy data in bulk, then you push it into a system like Launch Control or push it into your CRM as well. What is missing in the middle is all of this technical stuff that a lot of the other data companies don't do. We're talking about canonical schemas, data normalization, runtime APIs, all this tech stuff that you guys don't need to know, but we're in the back end running all of that for you. So now when you're using our platform, for example, you don't need to worry if a county over here versus a county over there classifies their properties differently. We've normalized it all so it still captures it. And we're making sure that the data is really up to date when it comes to DNC, litigator checks, etc. So when we're pushing that into systems like Launch Leads, it's all working from day one. So essentially, guys, we just want to make it easier for our customers out there to really focus on doing what they do best. And what we really provide, and I'll take you guys on a bit of a journey and take you over a demo of the platform as well. But what we're really doing is also a little different because we believe in giving people the insights into the data before you even buy it. What do we mean by that? So with most other data companies out there, guys, you need to go and purchase a whole bunch of data. And then you need to be somewhat of a data scientist or a really, really good data person to understand what that data is telling you. Because at the end of the day, folks, data tells a story. I'll say that again. Data tells a story. We want to be able to give you that story up front so you can go, yeah, that market information looks about right. And then you can purchase the data and download it, right? But Ben, the reason why we did that, team, and everyone listening, is we saw so many companies out there, and after working with customers for more than a decade, people were buying data, but on average, about 40 to 50% of that data wasn't even being used. It was
Yeah.
outdated. It didn't match their use case. It didn't have the information in it that they wanted. And so there was all this wastage. And we're like, enough with the wastage. Let's give people the insights first so they can run their campaign, pull their data, do all their refreshes in there. And it's the data that they actually want and actually need. We also have an enrich function, guys. So this is also really applicable for where, let's say you've got in your CRM, and I know that some of you out there will fit into this category. You're probably sitting in your CRM at the moment, and let's say there's 50,000 records in there that you haven't touched for more than 6 months. What do you do with that data? So what a lot of people do is they start marketing to it again, but it's outdated. Properties have sold, owners have changed hands, people have died, it's now in probate, phone numbers have changed, DNC records have changed. So we're now allowing you to bring all that data back in, we're going to enrich it all for you, run the skip tracing, run the DNC, and very soon we'll even update the property record and everything for you as well, so that you can recycle all of that data that you've been sitting on. But now you're doing it with compliance and efficiency in mind as well. We also have a credit system, super, super easy for us to use. And very shortly, guys, I'll take you through a demo of everything so we can go bit by bit and I'll actually show you everything that's in there. But first,
AJ, if you're
yeah,
okay,
go,
I wanted
Leah.
to add just like a little bit thing here, what you mentioned about the data. Everything that you mentioned, if you remember, we talked about that before. Like, it is so important to have good quality data because when you think about it, that one person that you treat as like they need to like get them up to date and get the numbers and do all of that, it can turn into the best deal that you've ever had. On the
Yeah,
other hand, if you're paying for a service like launch control to send your text or you're sending your text, you're paying for those limits. You're paying for that subscription. You want your return on investment to be high. By doing that, you got to have up-to-date data. You got to keep it healthy. So it really is a circle of this is where you start, this is where you're going to end up. And if you're putting money into something, you want to get money out of there. And again,
yeah,
sorry to cut you off. I just want to make sure this is like so important to
it
using a
is.
good platform. It's like you want to write a test, but you want to have a good pen. You gotta have a good pen to write it. Things like that. Or like an airplane. You don't want to fly a good airplane.
I
But I
love
meant
that
just
analogy, Mia. I
yes.
think that's really cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to put a test to that. That what you mentioned is absolutely, I think, one of the most important things that we're going to talk about that goes into both
Yep,
platforms is good quality data. So you can
absolutely,
continue.
absolutely. And I always say, even, for any system that people are using, right? And guys, I'm an Aussie, so I speak really bluntly on this stuff, but crap in equals crap out
Yeah,
every time,
absolutely.
no matter what system you're using, guys. So it's got to be quality, which is what we're aiming for. But let me hear from all of you. So I just want to know, and by the way, guys, before I go through this is me sometimes as well. So just as I go through this list, just know that you are not alone in how you might feel when it comes to running a real estate investing business or doing whatever it is that you're doing, because it ain't easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it, right? But I want to know how many of these you answer yes to. And then in the chat, guys, I want you to put which one resonates with you the most. And then I'm just going to stop share screen and come back to you all here. So the question is this you? So have you been one of these people that's tried to do it all by yourself, right? You're like, I can do this. I've got the training. I'm just going to go and get everything done by myself and wear 10 different hats in the process. That might be some of you on the call. Maybe some of you have hired a VA, but then you seem to now have a people problem because now you're managing someone and you've got to impart all of your knowledge onto them and hope that they actually do it in the same way that you want it done, right? So then that can be a people problem. People are great, but if you don't have the right one, it can be very draining very quickly. Are you the type of person that's got 10 things to do, but you get to your computer in the morning, you're like, ugh, where do I even start? I've got 10 things. Okay, is this one more important than this one? Like, where do I start? Is that you? Are you someone that's maybe using AI to help, but, a lot of us are starting to use AI, but we might not be experts in it yet. So do you still find that you need to check and monitor what AI is giving you? Because it's, you're using AI to try and be more efficient, but if AI is not running on the right information, it can hallucinate pretty quickly and give you answers on things that you might not really want. Are you the kind of person that gets really in the weeds with stuff, but sometimes you kind of stay there? And when you're in the weeds, it's really hard to lift up above it and be like, okay, what's my helicopter view of my company? And what do I need to do to get on top of things? Are you someone that's really not focused on pipeline management and closing because you're just focused on so much other stuff in your business? And I'm just going to call it stuff for now as well. Or are you someone who maybe overthinks and then realizes that you've just lost 10 hours procrastinating or overthinking on something? So regardless, there's no right or wrong with how you answer this, folks, but I'm just going to stop sharing and come back to all of you and see what we've got here in the chat box. So I just want you to all put in the chat box, what is the thing that resonates with you most in that? Like, what's the kind of stuff that you go, yeah, that's me?
Sounds like me working. I'm not a
Yeah,
real estate
right.
investor, but yeah. Like, yeah, I do try
So
to
I
do
got Mark,
everything at
Paul,
once.
and Scott. Are we allowed to take people off mute?
Yeah, if they want to talk, they can, I think
Yeah,
they
oh,
can,
Scott's just put in the chat box
yeah.
here, Scott. I love it. The last option, but all of them. Yeah, I completely agree, Scott. And depending upon what stage you're at in your business, there will be times where one of those things will be more prevalent than others, where we're trying to do it all, where we're trying to just get through on the day by day. What about you guys, Paul and Mark? What's one of the things that really resonated with you? If I can get you to just write it in the chat, or you can even come off mute if you want.
I feel like trying AI is like on everybody's checklist. Like everyone at
Yeah,
least dip their
definitely.
toe into it. So I know, yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. Paul and Mark, have you guys got anything you want to pop in the chat just so we can get some participation here and find out where you guys are at?
Maybe we can help you out with something too.
Yeah,
The more we know, the better. The more we can help you guys out and kind of personalize all the help that if you need
absolutely.
it, right? So
Great. All right. They're probably still take Marco, just keep an eye on the chat box for me. And if anything does come in there, let me know. But the reason why I went through those questions, guys, is really simple. At the end of the day, if you're doing any of these things, you're going to end up in overwhelm pretty quickly. Now, the state of overwhelm is when we're either in hyperarousal or hypoarousal, and it does affect people differently. So most of us as business owners, we want to be in this optimal zone where we kind of bounce around in here, if you can see my mouse. And this is a model, guys, called the window of tolerance. So when we're in our optimal zone, we're really kind of in flow, we're feeling and thinking really clearly, we feel present with what we're doing, we feel open and curious about everything that's coming our way. We've got an awareness of what's going on and our boundaries for both us and the people that we're with. Our reactions are really aligned to the situation, so we're not overreacting or underreacting. It's a good place to be when you're a business owner. But when overwhelm kicks in, and overwhelm happens when we're doing any of these things on here, right? So when overwhelm kicks in, if we're in hyperarousal, we go into a sympathetic nervous system where we're fight or flight. And that's where we can see people have anger, fear, emotional overwhelm, racing thoughts about these 10 things that I need to do and I don't know where to start. I'm ruminating all the time and I can't get to sleep. I'm hyper vigilant, so I'm on all the time, can't really rest. Everything's tight. And that really, that really impacts flow when we're in business because we're trying to do it all. And our body and our brain are actually telling us, hey, time out. You can't do it all. Something's got to give here. So that's when we're in hyperarousal, right? And I see this quite commonly with business owners, especially people that are trying to do it all. We can also dip below the window of tolerance and go into hypoarousal. And this is where our parasympathetic nervous system kicks in. And what you see in hyperarousal is more up. It's energy, it's this, it's rah, rah, rah. Hypoarousal, we go down. So this is where we start to go into a numbness, a more of a lethargy, we have memory loss, we're feeling like things are just getting shut down, we're slow, digestion's bad, all these things are starting to happen because it's like, we've just literally wound down the dial, right? As opposed to, when we stood it all the right up in
I'm like
hyperarousal.
taking notes too now. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
So I think the thing to recognize in here, right, guys, there is no perfect way to run a business, but there is a perfect way to try and keep your energy in check when you're running a business. And that's in this optimal arousal zone. So I just wanted to put this out there because I think it's really important every now and then that we just give ourselves a little time out and go, where am I feeling at the moment? Am I hyper aroused or hypo aroused? Is that giving me the outcome that I need in my business? Or is there something here that's got to give? Like if I'm trying to do everything on that
Yeah.
list that I just shared with you, then what's got to give? And here's how most people fix it, guys. And again, I want to see if any of you really resonate with this. Most people fix it by doing this, adding more stuff, buying more software, putting more subscriptions in, more, adding more people. But again, that can give us more problems. We use AI again, but again, if we're not monitoring it properly, we don't know if that source of truth is what it's actually giving us. We get a VA, we try and add more to that, but again, maybe we're still not getting the result. We ignore it and then it gets worse. We get envy of other people that we see out there in social worlds that are espousing about all their success and all these things. And we're like, if they can do it, why can't I? So we start to
Yeah.
go into self-analysis around this stuff and we bury our head in the sand and just hope it all gets better. And I know some of you on here probably resonate with this, right? Because if you're an entrepreneur or a leader in business, this stuff gets real, really, really fast. That's what most people do to try and fix it, right? Let's throw more stuff at it and hope that something changes. It's kind of like throwing spaghetti at a wall and seeing what sticks. But that's not
If
good
it's
for
cooked
business,
enough.
guys. It's really not. And here's why it's not. By doing all those things, what you're doing is you're adding cost, complexity, frustration, more overwhelm, whether it's hyper or hypo, more bad results. And then it becomes more of the same. And do you know what the definition of insanity is, Mia?
Monday morning.
So the true definition of insanity, guys, is doing the same thing and expecting a different result and not getting it, right? So this all really starts to impact our
Yeah.
physical and our mental health big time. So
Yeah.
that's what most people do, and that's why it's not good. What should we all be doing instead? So this is kind of again, before we go into the product and what we're doing here, guys, I think it's really important as business owners just to do a little bit of self-assessment. So what I want you to think about is, who have you got on your team that's an expert, that's got some skin in the game? Not just someone that you're outsourcing some work to, but someone where their success equals your success. Okay. That there's a mutual understanding that together we've got to get to this goal. The other thing I think we should all do as business owners every now and then is just stop, grab pen and paper, and run yourself a little internal assessment. And do this like maybe even once a month. Just sit down and go, okay, what am I really good at? So for me, I'm really awesome at working with customers. I'm great at sales. I'm great at customer relationship management. I love all that stuff. It lights me up. So I'm really good at that. Does that move the needle for me? Yes or no? So when it does, what is that? But when it doesn't, am I spending time on stuff that I maybe shouldn't be? So what moves the needle for you? Also, what gets you the biggest return on investment for both your time and your money? And the reason why that's so important, guys, and the distinction there is, when a lot of people are looking for a service provider, 99% of the time, they're just trying to save money. But
Yeah.
we also need to look at it now more as, where do I also need to save time? Because time is money. If you're wasting time on something that could be on a sales call or could be closing a deal, that time is money. The other thing to think about is, what's your budget to outsource the stuff that you are not good at, as opposed to keeping the stuff that you are. And also finding someone that's getting the results you want, copy them. Don't necessarily have to go out and reinvent the wheel every time, but it's really good every now and then to do this self-assessment, to really tap into where you're at, what needs to shift, and are you in hypo or hyper arousal, and doing this assessment to bring you back to equilibrium. It's what we're really aiming for here. So based upon all that, how does Launch Control and SIFTR actually help you guys with all of this? So first of all, as Mia said, we are in a partnership because both companies are very, very dedicated to getting customers results. If you're not getting results, guys, something is wrong and we need to then look at it, okay? So what we will run for you, coming back to your time, and time is money, we're going to do all this for you. We're going to do your data processing as a service and manage all of your data for your campaign. We're going to manage all of the compliance stuff around skip tracing, do not call list, litigator checks, and we will also refresh that data every 28 days to make sure that if you're still using that list, compliance is still upheld there as well. We're going to push all that data into Launch Control for you. We'll also have the ability very, very soon that you can do quality control within the data mart. We're in our data platform, that we can then push leads into your CRM for you as well. And I know that Launch Control does that too.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned refreshing your data, which I already covered. And we can also bring your own data and enrich your existing lists. So if you've got that stale data that's sitting in your CRMs, but it's in an area that you really love doing deals in, pop that back into our system. We'll refresh it, bring it to life again, and then push it back into Launch Control to restart a new campaign. So all of this stuff, if you're the kind of person before that was pulling lists, sorting through lists, normalizing the data, cleaning the data, parsing it, making sure, because by the way, guys, if you're pulling your own data and you haven't done all that stuff, it definitely impacts your skip tracing and your DNC, because good data also needs to drive those processes as well. So I know, Mia, when we do work with you guys, so some of the campaigns, we've actually got connection rates up into the 70%, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Which has been incredible. And that's because we do so much more in the background, guys, with the data to make sure that it's good to go. All right. Let's talk about closing the loop on ensuring performance. So I might, Mia, hand over to you for this one.
Yes, no worries. No worries. Thank you, AJ. And I think this is a really good way where we can kind of loop into how the both of the systems work together, right? So initially, I mean, obviously SIFTR is a data provider for us, whether you're doing a done for you service like with our in-house team, or you're wanting to try it out by yourself. But with somebody, what we noticed with the SIFTR is that we did a little bit of a trial run and they had really, really, really good quality data. And it's not just something I'm saying, it's we saw the amount of hot leads, warm leads, nurture leads, the amount of leads converted, we saw delivery rates, we saw the amount of undelivered messages, we saw the amount of DNCs that were filtered, And so all of that made sense for us to use it for our premium done for you service, which is launch leads. So the way that launch leads works, and that's one of our biggest advantages when you're combining data quality from SIFTR with launch leads. It kind of creates a complete workflow for you. And so what happens then is when you use systems like SIFTR and launch leads, basically what I mentioned in the beginning is somebody else is driving the car for you. And that car, we make sure that the oil is changed, that the tires are good, that everything in the car is running functionally so that when you get to your destination, you're good. You have nothing to worry about. You just get to your destination. The way we can translate that into like real estate, let's say, is for example, what AJ mentioned in the beginning. You guys don't want to be doing admin. You don't want to be sitting at your laptop all day. You don't want to be worrying about this and that. And you want to be real estate investors out in the field doing what you're qualified to do, doing what brings you happiness to do in your job. You're probably not going to be happy if you're sitting for 8 hours a day, or let's say for even 4 hours a day at your laptop, cleaning up your data and then looking at this. And then, oh my God, this data provider isn't good. And what do I have to do with this? And they're just giving me the list and I can't talk to any human about it, you know? And then on the other hand, oh my God, I'm importing my list. Okay, now I have to answer and I have to be consistently here. And if I miss this lead, who else is texting them? And so that's where we come in with Sifter being the good quality data provider for our premium in-house service, where again, we can directly work with Sifter for you. You don't even have to get the data from them. We can get that data for you so that your pipeline is consistently running and you never have that bottleneck where we're like, hey, Paul, we don't have enough data for you. No, we fill it up for you. We make sure that pipeline is running. We send those leads to you as they come in. We always have somebody who's dedicated into your inbox to send those leads to
Can I
you.
just interrupt there, Mia? Because I think you
Absolutely,
just hit on a really
absolutely.
good point. And so,
Yes,
guys, prior to working with Launch Control, we actually had our own call center as well. What we noticed is the amount of downtime that customers were having because they weren't making decisions on their data or knowing how
yes.
to treat their data properly. So, guys, for everyone on here, part of this is making sure that you're maximizing your subscription and your what you're paying for, right? No downtime.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the overall goal is to keep your pipeline moving. And that cycle consistently keeps going and going and going. So as it says in the end, more time spent closing deals, which is absolutely what you guys are qualified to do and what you should be doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to help you with all of this, guys. Done for you, consistency, making sure we're following up, making sure we can pivot when you need to. We want to reduce your ops and hand that over to us. More conversations, less management, and more time spent closing
So,
leads, which I think is great. Let's talk a little bit more about the launch lead system here, Mia.
absolutely. So as you can see, Launch Control is a done for you service. I like to call it literally like our in-house team. It's not it's not an external VEA service that you're paying for. These are people that I work with on the daily. I talk with them. We have fun. There are some of them that even I trained. And so with running the customer success team, we know exactly what we want for the launch leads team to do to the absolute most highest standard of care for people. And so as you can see on the slide, it's fully managed engagement. So it's literally from A to Z how people take care of your inbox, except for you're responsible for the closing. So that's on you if you sign
That's
up.
the
But
only
everything
thing you
else,
have to do, though,
that's the only
right?
thing you have to do. Exactly. Everything else we handle literally. And so the other thing is what it mentions here is the launch trained manager. They are trained by us. We make the best practices for people who are doing self-service. We do their account inspections. We do the strategy calls for them. So everything we've learned and all of the real estate investing that we've heard from other people, we translate into the training for the launch leads team. One thing that was really important for us from the beginning is to make sure that it's a done for you service. So we're not disrupting your workflow. If you already have a workflow built in, we're just kind of we're flowing into it. We're part of your company. We're an extension of your company, if you will. That's where the custom operational workflow comes from. We have really good people who are, leading the launch leads team, which are Steven and Sadie, and they really do a great job about taking care of you over there. And Steven will literally create a visual for how your workflow exists in launch leads. And I think that really helps people just visualize where I'm spending my money, where am I going to get the most value, and how that process is going to look for myself. We also have dedicated admin people on our launch leads team that can help with the list segmentation and import. Now, one thing that I know that even AJ does is we connect them specifically with our users. We're not like, oh, maybe they'll reach out to you in 2 to 3 business days. They're really good about connecting with people. So even if you want to do some segmentation on that end as well, while the lists are getting delivered, you can do that. Or if you want our team to handle it, you let us know. We talk directly with the SIFTR team. Um, After that, we have campaign and inbox care. So obviously your campaigns are segmented to what you need to reach out to. So we have clear KPIs. And then inbox care, from the moment that somebody answers you, we do a little bit of pre-qualifying. We chat with them. We make sure that they're good for you. We do that like pre-filtering, and then they're pushed over to you. So you always get that inbox responsiveness that's like, I think it's under 5-10 minutes, which is what you need to capitalize on those leads. They can't be sitting there because you don't know how many other investors are texting them. So
Yeah.
that's that. And then the end, which is really, really important, alongside having fresh data, you need to have fresh content. We do the monthly content refresh. It's done for you as well. We talk with you to make sure that we're kind of making the content in according to your use case. But yeah, we refresh it. We have an in-house copywriting team, and they also work at the utmost highest standard to make sure that you have good leads coming in. So yeah.
I wish when I started a decade ago, Mia, that I had this.
A lot of people said that too, and that's literally the pain point we made it from, because people are like,
Yeah.
I don't have time to do this.
Let's talk about pain points then. What are the problems you guys are solving?
Absolutely. So what we are solving is kind of what I talked to, is what Launch Leads does in the previous slide, is speed to lead. So you need to make sure that you're actually replying to those leads that you're getting in. As I mentioned, I will mention it like 50 times. You don't know how many other people are reaching out to that same lead. A lot of people do real estate investing. A lot of people use other different platforms. You want to make sure that you're the one to stand out. So if someone replied to you, they're probably not going to have their phone out for the next 15-20 minutes. It's going to be 5-10 minutes max, and you need to capitalize on that as well. So what we try to do, we try to keep it below 2 minutes, as it mentions here, but I think 5 minutes is good as well, just in case. You never know, but you need to capitalize on that time. What we also fix is the need for resources, time, and money spent on training and enablement. You don't need to do that. You don't need to focus on, am I hiring, as AJ mentioned, did I hire the right VA? Do I know them? Do I have to do a trial period? Do they end up not being a good VA for me, right? Even later down the line, when I already spent those resources, you don't need to worry about that. You have our team to worry about that for you, which goes into directly identifying the right hire. We identify them, we know them. You do not worry about that, which you really shouldn't. You're not a hiring manager. That's on somebody else to figure out. And then, of course, the most important, which brings you money, active conversations. We make sure that we have your dedicated reps sitting there, and they're actively communicating with your prospects. They're replying, they're addressing any concerns, so that it's a human to human conversation. It's not you set up an AI bot and they're replying. This is a human. They're sitting at home, they're replying, they're trained by us. So that makes a difference in those active conversations.
And by the way, I love that number there, 150% better than the platform average. That is huge.
Absolutely.
So that's for me. If I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I'll just do it all myself, or I'll have it done for me. 150%. Yes, please. I'll have it done for me.
Yes, absolutely. And we try to put that, like, those best practices, we also tell our users, but it's unrealistic for us to like try and get something from them if it's something that we know they can't do. They're trying to be in the field, the admin,
Yep.
this guy, that guy. It's fine. We got you.
Absolutely. All right, guys, it's demo time. Let's switch to demo. I just want to make sure you can see the platform here, Mia.
Yes, looks good.
Excellent. So as soon as you guys log in, there's the data.launchcontrol.us/insights. As soon as you're in, guys, it's as easy as this to get started. You just agree. And if you've got a Google email, you just click here. Or if you want to continue with email, you click here. So once you've agreed to the T's and C's, I'm just going to log in with my Google email. And it says connecting Google. And we're in. That's as hard as it is to sign up, guys. Really, that hard. Now, we're going to give you all a gift at the end, and that is going to be a coupon. So when you come in, it's going to automatically take you to our insights, which is where you can look up all the different things to do with properties. You can look at save searches, campaigns, everything will be in here. So I'm going to go through this in a moment. The enrich section is where you can bring your own data and look at everything in there. The pay section is where you can buy credits. So this is super easy, guys. It's a credit system. Like if you wanted to get, 10,000 pieces of data, you're looking at just on 11 cents a record, but that includes everything. And here's the difference where we are very different to other companies. If you've got 10,000, we're going to give you a list with 10,000 clear phone numbers, but we're also going to give you another 8 to 10,000 records that are not clear. People on the DNC, people on the litigator. You do not load those into Launch Control, but you can use those for direct mail. And we give those to you for free. We also do direct mail, guys. So if anybody needs any help there, let me know. But when you go into pay, as soon as you go in here, you just click on purchase. It's going to open up a purchase tab. You can then just put in your details and you are ready to go. Now, we are going to give you something at the end, and I'll come back and show you how to do that towards the end. There's a little surprise in there as well. But let's go to our find page. So this was a job that we had from one of the existing customers with launch control that I added in yesterday. And what I've actually done with this one is I've saved it. So under my saved searches, this is vacant land across these 4 areas. I can now go straight in, because if you've got regular things that you're doing, guys, you don't need to search for it every time. So if it is a regular thing that you're doing, like regular locations, regular property types, things like that, just save it. You can have hundreds of different ones in here that you've saved. And then as soon as you want to do that job again, you can just apply the filters, and then you can just literally come back in here and change anything. So let's say I wanted to change the property size, I can easily do that. So it's going to give you all the filters. As you can see with these filters here, you can just click them all on and off. Super easy in terms of the UX UI. Let me just take you through what you can search for here, folks. We've got everything in here. So we have every property across the US and all of the different asset classes. So this particular one, we're doing 4 states. There's 10 counties. Once you've selected counties, it's also going to bring up all the cities in those counties as well. Or you can also select it by zip code, just to narrow it down even further. Now, this particular customer is doing vacant land. And what we're looking at here is any type of vacant land. And as you can see, if you do select vacant land on here, now it's going to give you all the sub-use types around vacant land. You know, industrial vacant land, institutional, multifamily, recreational, residential, timberland, vacant land, you know, everything in here. So just select what it is that you need. Now, if, for example, you wanted to look at particular property sizes, so we had in there before property size, so we're going to go 2 to 50 acres. You can also look at if it is single family, for example, building size, year built, beds, baths, number of stories, and also tax delinquency. So when you want to go after those motivated people, you can have a look at how many of those records in the area that you're looking at might be under a tax delinquent as well. So now this, where we're also a little bit different to a lot of other data companies, guys, as you're going through and selecting stuff, you can see these little things here that are kind of hovering. It is going live into our data mart, live. Other platforms, you get a little bit of a guesstimate and that's it. So this is live. So whilst it's doing its count, I'm just going to show you all the other options. So owner options, guys, you can select the top 100 or 200 counties. This is done so by population. You can also look at bank owned, pre-foreclosure, probate, cash buyers, empty nesters, flipped, intra-family transfers, out of state, out of county owners, tied landlords, free and clear, high equity, low equity.
You want it, we got it.
It's all in here. You can also then, after that, select if you want individual owners or company or deceased government, etc. as well. If you want it to be owner occupied or not. A lot of our customers that are doing vacant land and single family, guys, they also want to know if it was acquired by a quick claim deed. Now, for those that aren't familiar, quick claim is when it's normally an intra-family transfer or from a probate where you've paid like $100 for the property or less, and it's just changed hands within that closure. We can look at year zone. For this customer, they wanted 10. How many properties they own. So if you're maybe doing single family and you're wanting to go after portfolios, people that own a number of properties, you can do that. You can also put in the portfolio value as well. Then as we go into, I'm just going to take that off there. As we go into market options, guys, you can look at last sale date, like how recent was the sale, last sale amount, county total value. So for this particular customer, they wanted to go after land that was minimum assessed value of like 500,000 and above. If there's any improvement value, so again, if you want to look at if it's vacant land and it's got like a new fence, a barn dominium, those types of things on it, you can do that. County land value, AVM, listing price, days on market, and listing status as well. So if you want to go look at like what's active or what's been sold, you can have a look at that too. And the last thing in here is the mortgage options. So we work with a lot of customers in the mortgage and lending space. So they're often looking for like refi opportunities, customers that have got equity that they could do a home equity line of credit, cash out options, etc. They're looking at it across different loan types. They want to also look at different equity and loan to value ratio. They want to understand if it's investor owned or if there's multiple mortgages on the property. If they're a renovation candidate or a fix and flipper. when the loan was originated. So we all know that interest rates have been relatively high of late. So they can even search in here by interest rate to say, I want to know those loans that were done between end of 2021 and beginning of 2024 when rates were super high. Or they can just filter by interest rates in here as well, which is pretty cool. They can also filter by loan amount. So guys, there's lots in here to filter on. What I will say though is the system's very intuitive, because what a lot of people do in other data platforms is they try and filter everything all at once. But as you guys know, if you've got too many restrictions on there, it's going to kind of cancel out a few things. So we can see now, based upon this one, that this is giving us 1,500 properties, right? But let's say we wanted to find more. So we could do a couple of things here. We can go in and look at the market options, and let's say we just want to reduce this to, say, 300,000. Go. We could also then adjust the lot size. So we can take that off and re-add it, or you can just go back into here and let's say we want to do 2 to 100 acres. And then it's going to relook up that information for us. Now, whilst it's doing that count for us, guys, there's some stuff happening in our data mart at the moment. So it's normally a lot faster, but once it's done that, I'll show you the widgets underneath. But once you've got this done, you can go in and save that. So I'm going to save this as a new search for us. Get that back. Let's refresh. Fun times when you're doing a live.
Right. One time I was doing a live, and I think maybe there's some people here that watched it. We were doing the inbox and everything was great. And it was like, it was our demo account. It was like, something went wrong. Please contact support. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, I get it. All good.
What I will do whilst that's loading is I'll go into the campaigns and I'll actually go into the dashboard here and show you guys what's in Enrich as well. So in Enrich, guys, if you've got your own data, it's as easy as just uploading a file. The system is intuitive. It's going to match all the columns for you. So things like APN, property address, owner name, owner address, etc. It's going to match those automatically. Once you've dropped your file, if there's any columns that you still need to match, it'll show you how to do that really intuitively. Here we go. And then all you need to do is just hit process, and it's going to process it all for you. It's going to keep all those jobs that you've already done. So here's some previous jobs that we've done. And as you can see on this one, this was a job where I had 300 records. It's going to give you all the stats on what was matched in that as well. So 234 of those records were matched, which is a 78% match rate. 136 of them were compliant phone numbers, 98 were flagged, the rest couldn't be connected. But here's the thing, you get all of that data. We're not just giving you the ones that have matched, you get it all. Okay, and we separate it out in the spreadsheet. Shows you that skip trace took just under 2 minutes. The DNC took 2 seconds, which is great. So total processing time. Shows you how many credits you've used in the system. And then it comes down and actually shows you the data. So even when you're doing this live, guys, what I love about this is if you upload a file, this will be updating in real time for you. You can see what's matching, what's not matching, etc. Now, when this list, so this is already a good list, it's complete. And you'll see that we've timestamped it yesterday for the DNC check. Now at 28 days, the system's actually going to have a flag that says, because DNC is only valid for 30 days, guys. So at day 28, it's going to flag it for you and say, if you still want to run this list, click refresh. Now, when you refresh the list, guys, so you'll see this button here is currently grayed out because the data's all good. But when it does need a refresh, it will come up with DNC refresh required. You just hit refresh, or in the list itself, you'll just have a button. If we go here, hold on one sec. If you go to here, you see how this is grayed out? That will come up as active and you just click it, done. It's only going to charge you for the records that have changed. So you're not going to have to be paying for the whole skip tracing DNC again. It's just going to do a light touch on anything that's now in the DNC so you can keep that up to date. Nice and easy. But let's go back here to the find. So here's our list. Now, once I've saved that list, let me save this as a new one. I'll just put vacant land test list 3. We'll just save it as that. You can put whatever naming convention you want on here, right? So this has 3,263 properties. Now, I'm just going to say for the first amount that I'm just going to download 100. That's all I need for now, okay? Once you process order, by the way, guys, there's call ready and mail ready. Call ready is where it's parsed, normalized, skip trace, DNC, litigated, checked, all done. Mail ready is where it's parsed and normalized, but there's no phone numbers, okay? So we're just going to do 100. We're going to process that. It's going to confirm what our expected matches are. And once we go confirm order, it's then going to start processing. It's already taken us to the campaign page. We can see that this is currently processing here, and it won't take long. So it's already in track, which is great. You'll start to see these numbers populate as we go back through. And once that's ready, I'll come back and show you how to drill down on more for that order. So that's the find. Now in the find as well, this is also going to give you some analytics, and I'll just wait for that to actually come up because there's a lot of data in here, guys. What I might even do is a nice simple one just to show you guys as well. Campaigns, that's still running. Okay. Just going to adjust this list so we've got a bit more data to play with. Okay, whilst that's running, I'll come back to our campaign. So still creating the order, guys. It shouldn't take too much longer. As you saw, the last one only took like 2 minutes. So once this is done, it'll show us everything. Whilst that's running, I also want to show you how we help you to run campaign management. So you can see in this one that there was a total of 865 records, but we only downloaded 100. Okay, now it's processing, so it's nearly done. So we've done those first 100, we've put them into launch control. It's starting to perform really, really well. We're like, we want to go and add more to this one. Now we've still got 865 records, so that we did the 100, so we've still got 765 remaining. Super easy, guys. Everything's already set up. You just need to come in here and put in how much you want, or just use the slider. So let's say we want to have another 100 records because that first 100 went really, really well. Now we just go order records. It's going to confirm that. Yep, we're going to place that order. Now it's going to pull the next 100 from that list. Now, what's the benefit here? First and foremost, compliance. We only run the skip tracing and the DNC at the time that you are pulling that data. So you can have a list in here. You can have a campaign that's got 50,000 records in it, but you're only pulling down at the time that you need it, or your launch control person is only pulling down at the time you need it to push it into your system. So this is now running as well. You can see this one here, June 9, it says it's DNC fresh. This is the one we've just done, which is pending. So this is now running. And when you download them, guys, you can either download all, and all is going to give you two files. One file with the clear number and one file with the DNC number. If you don't want the DNC data, you can just go download all as clean, but you can also download launch control. So what we've done in here is we've pre-programmed the launch control settings as to what you guys need to upload into your platform. So when you click on this one, guys, or your team with your launch leads person, they can literally download here, upload it into their system in a matter of minutes, which is really cool. So the campaign manager in here, guys, is very easy to manage what you need when you need it, and only pulling that at the time of compliance. Okay. One last thing on here, just waiting for this to load. There is a really good help system in here, guys. So if you're wondering about how to run your searches, how do you save stuff for later, what data sources we use, what happens with skip tracing, this is all in here. And the other thing that I really want to mention is the support in the platform. So in the platform itself, no matter where you are in the platform, so let's say we're here in Find, if there's any issues, got any questions, if you're noticing any bugs, because by the way, you guys are the first to use this for launch control, you just click on report issue. What this is going to do is it's going to go back and record the last 30 seconds of everywhere that you went on the platform. Then what you can do is say, oh, look, I've really got, I tried to download this and there was a problem. So had issue with XYZ. Whatever it is that you want. You can do it as a feature request or a bug, which is pretty easy. And once you send that, guys, you can put any attachments on here as well. Once you send it, that goes direct to my team in the back end, who will then triage that problem, fix it, and reply straight back to you. So a nice, easy way to be able to report issues in the system as well. So now we're starting to see the analytics here, guys, and I'll be quick on this because I want to give Mia some time to wrap up. So when we're looking at this, it's giving us all the data. So based upon this area, so Florida, South Carolina, and these counties, this is, we've got total properties. what's the population, buyers, recorded sold, active listings in the area, listings sold, listings active. It's also going to pull through sales trends for us. So once that pulls through, this is being very slow today, guys.
It's all right. I
You know
think
what? What
you
I'm
guys,
going to do, Mia, in the
yeah.
interest of time, I'm going to hand back to you because we've already given you guys a list. And if you want to start sharing your screen, and at the end, I'll come back and show the rest of the analytics. So let's do a quick
Absolutely.
upload and we'll show you guys how easy this is.
Absolutely. And what I want to say before I do that, oh, I laughed a little when you were like, "Oh, we're doing updates." Every single time we reach out to AJ and her team, they're like, "By the way, we're doing updates to our like background or to our database or anything." So they're constantly doing updates for you guys,
We're
which is
constantly
awesome to
keeping
see.
everything fresh. Yep. And
Yes,
by
and
the way,
that's
guys, those
yes.
updates, we update most of our data either daily or weekly. So there's a lot of new data. And I think, Mia, that was something you commented on when we first started, right? When you guys uploaded data, there was hardly any duplicates to what was already in there. So
Yes.
good.
Yes, that was awesome to see as well. Because usually, especially on a high level account, we tell them you can expect like 500, 600, even 2,000 duplicates. There were rarely any. And that was also amazing to see, which means that that's fresh data. So that's what we want to see. Also, what I wanted to mention is like, you guys, the fact that you have call ready and direct mail ready data, I think I don't know if a lot of people, like even if the people are watching after this, Launch States also does do cold calling and we have a direct mail service coming out soon. So it's literally like everything for you in one place. But let me, yes, go ahead and share my screen. You guys can let me know when you're able to see it. Looks good?
Yep. All good, Mia.
Perfect, 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 perfect. All right, let me move this as well. I feel like I'm a boomer sometimes when I use Zoom, especially when they update stuff. So anyway, yeah. So when you're within your launch control account, it's super, super, super easy to import that list from SIFTR, especially from the fact that what AJ mentioned, we have a sample import file. So when you click on your import list here, here's something called a download like sample import file. What that does is literally cleans up the columns for you so that you're not getting data that you don't need necessarily in your launch control account. That's basically what SIFTR did is so that you have really clean data that's made for the platform that you're using. We have people and we have a dedicated team for this that helps you clean up your lists and helps you upload things, but it just makes things slower. So why not just use a data provider that already did the work for you? As we mentioned in the beginning, you don't need to waste time on that.
Time is
But
money.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, when you're gonna get to this screen, and then let me just pass this over. So what you can do is you can either click import or you can drag and drop. I'm a drag and drop kind of girl, so that's what I always do. And then you have this. Now your opt-in source is if you do have an opt-in source, you can click one. If not, you can click other. What I like to do for the opt-in date is the date that I uploaded the list, and that's just something for your records only, basically, so that you know where your leads are coming from. And then if you have any opt-in details, this is where I tell people that they can put in the data provider they bought the data from. Obviously, we have SIFTR here. Whoops, SIFTR. Yes, so that's pretty simple. I mean, if you have the data, you have it. If not, it's there. So then we're going to click next and you can see it reads it pretty quickly. And then from then it's pretty much a cookie cutter import system, right? This is the launch control field. This is the file column name where it's like drag and drop in terms of you just click what you need from here. And then it will show you what the names are in the file column data. Brain fart. But anyway, it would be first name here, and then you have the last name, and then you have the email address, which you can skip, you can add. It's all in the data. For example, like when you look in the My Profile section, then you have the mailing address, you have the mailing city, then you have the state and zip, property address. And I'm going through this quickly so I can show you guys after what that would look like as an overview. But then you have the city, you have the state. And again, this is clean. So you're literally just following what Sifter did already for you. Then you have phone number one, phone number two, phone number three. Now, what we've added also at the request of our users with launch control is landowner fields because I believe this is land data, right? So there's landowner fields in the actual file itself. And then you will have yeah, okay. Then you have the APA, brain fart again. Then you have the county, and then you have the acreage. So exactly this is what the list would look like when you upload it into Launch Control. Again, it's super easy. There's no thousands of columns that you have to check. And then when you click down on any column, you're going to be able to see there's no columns left to map. You've mapped them all. Everything is in your launch control account. Once that's done, you're going to click import list, and it takes a few minutes, maybe not, like as you can see, and then your list is going to be in queue. What it's doing now is it's actually checking for mobile phone numbers, landlines, non-US phone numbers, DNC's existing matches. So as you can see, existing matches is 0, which we love to see it. And what we can see here with this specific user, they use exclusively SIFTR data and they have 0 to none existing matches, which is
That's
absolutely
awesome,
amazing.
guys.
Yes. DNCs are 19, which is great as well. Non-US phone numbers are 0, which we love to see that. But we added that because a lot of other data providers do have non-US phone numbers, which is crazy. I mean, I think it's so crazy that they're making you pay for that data. Landlines, we have 60, which is great for cold calling if you're doing that. Mobiles are 95, and total prospects are 78. Now, where people get a little bit confused, just to give a little short overview, is if the total prospects are lower than the total number of rows, it's because you can see that you can have like multiple phone numbers and multiple like rows for one prospect, basically. If Mia Collins has 6 phone numbers, for example, I'm still one prospect. Things like that, you know. But anyway, our team is there to help you guys out with that. What you can also do after is you can download the landlines list, which again you can use for cold calling. You can download all, or you can download the original file that you uploaded. And again, as you can see, it's super easy, it's super simple for it to get uploaded. On our done for you service, that's done obviously for you. And then afterwards, you were just assigned to your campaign and you would go and send your batches. And if you do done for you, we would do that
Easy.
for you. Yes, so that's super easy. And AJ, I don't know if you have any questions or if you want me to go over anything else, but again, it took like 2 minutes because it's literally that easy to upload your list from SIFTR
Yeah.
cleaned
And
into
guys,
launch
if you're
control.
doing launch leads, this is all done for you, right? We're just showing you how it all works. But as we're searching for data, as we're uploading it, when you're doing the launch leads package, you don't need to do any of this. You just say to the guys, these are the properties I want, and off you go. So it's nice and easy, which is great. Let me
Absolutely.
just share with you guys. I'll just come back to here.
Sorry if you can hear my dog barking.
No,
It's
you're
witching
fine,
hour
you're
for her.
fine. And I know we're at time, guys, so we'll quickly wrap this up for you.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. What I wanted to show you guys is the widgets. So where we're giving you information up front as well. So when you're looking at your market, it's going to give you the sales trends across that market. So what is assessed versus what things are selling for, average sale by month. You can even see like sell-through rates and things that are going. So you can assess market demand. You can see the market variance in values, low, medium, and high. You can also see price per acre for land and square foot for buildings once that loads and comes through. And then you can also see what we call our AVM model, land value percentage and buyer types. So once that's all here, that's just really good intel for you to go, is this the market that I'm looking for? And what else do I need to do there? Which is kind of cool. But let's go back and tell you guys, I'm going to go straight to here, Mia. I'm just in the interest of time. So if
Oh, you're
anybody's got
good.
any questions, please let us know and pop them in the chat box. But you can jump onto here to get started with launch control or get started with SIFTR. And we will send this out to you guys as well. But how you get started is really easy. When you log onto the platform, guys, and it's just this data.launchcontrolus.insights, when you log in, you just need to go and add this promo here, launch leads, and let me show you where that goes. There we go. When you're in SIFTR Pay, when you're buying your credits, you just put launch leads in here and go redeem. And 1,000 credits were added to your balance absolutely free. So this gives you a chance to get in there, try some data, buy a few things out, see what you
Awesome.
think, navigate around, have a really good time in there, and start to look at some data. So when you pay for your first package, for example, you're going to get 3,000 instead of 2,000. This is going to become 6,000. This is going to become 11,000. So it brings your cost per record quite down. And allows you to
Love
automatically
it.
get more added. So really cool. But that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you so much for joining us. Remember, there is a special offer. So if you do join launch leads, it's 30% off. Plus you get the 1,000 credits from us an amazing value over 3 months. Or if you're just doing launch control itself, 15% off for 2 months, plus you get the extra 1,000 credits with us as well. So some really fantastic extra value there. Mia, is there anything you want to wrap up with?
I think that we're good. I think one thing I just wanted to mention for anybody that's like hasn't been on the platform in a while or is looking to sign up or whatever, we are coming out just as SIFTR comes out with a bunch of updates all the time. We're also listening to you guys and coming out with updates as well. We're going to be incorporating a little bit more of AI just to help you out with time. So we have AI lead statusing, AI quick replies. We also have the in-app direct mail coming out soon, our agency view as well. So if you have multiple accounts, you can just click through them and put that in there. In there, my accent just came out. In there. And then we also have our automatic phone number refresh. So that's all I wanted to add, just so you guys know that, again, both of our platforms are always coming out with new updates. And for you guys that stayed on, I think who stayed on here? Paul Pop, you're a real one. Thank you for staying on. Thank you, AJ, so much for this. We look forward to working with you guys much more into the future and seeing what we can create. And I love working with you guys
Yeah,
so
you
much.
guys
So
as well. Much
on
more
to more
coming to help our
things.
mutual customers. So really looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
But thanks everybody, and
Absolutely.
thanks Marco for helping to run everything for us. I look forward to working with you all team and seeing what we can do to get you guys some more time back in your day and some more leads into your pipeline.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.